Do not ever, under any circumstances, try to steal a chicken from a one-eyed cowboy who claims he can talk to ghosts. I learned that the hard way, and it almost cost me my pants. My name is Silas, and back in the summer of 1885, I was the most desperate cowboy in New Mexico. My pockets were so empty that even the wind wouldn't bother blowing through them. I had nothing but my horse, Barnaby, who was lazier than a sleeping log, and a stomach that was growling louder than a mountain lion. That was until I stumbled upon Whispering Canyon, a place where the locals said nobody dared to go after sunset because of the ancient ghosts. But I didn't care about ghosts, I cared about food. And right in the middle of that creepy canyon, there was a small, lonely cabin with a chicken coop outside and a big, fat, juicy brown chicken sitting right there. The cabin belonged to old man Jebediah. He wore a leather patch over his left eye, and everyone in town said he lost it in a poker game with the devil himself. As I crawled through the bushes toward the chicken coop, old man Jebediah suddenly walked out of his cabin. He wasn't holding a rifle. Instead, he was holding a frying pan, looking straight into the empty air and nodding his head. "Aha," Jebediah said to the empty air, "the ghost of the canyon tells me we have a visitor. A very hungry, very foolish visitor hiding behind the cactus." I froze. How did he know? I didn't make a sound. I slowly stood up, raising my hands, trying to look innocent. "Howdy, partner," I said, coughing. I was just looking for my lost boot. Jebediah looked at me with his one good eye, then looked back at the empty space next to him. "The ghost says your name is Silas and you are lying through your teeth." Now, I was terrified. This old man was actually talking to spirits. Jebediah smiled and said, "The ghost is feeling generous tonight. If you can spend one full night inside this cabin without running away, you can have the chicken, a warm bed, and a shiny silver dollar. But if you run, you leave your horse and your boots behind." My hunger made me stupid. I agreed. When midnight came, Jebediah went to sleep, leaving me alone in the dark living room with just a small candle. The wind outside started to scream, making the wooden walls creak. Suddenly, the candle blew out, then I heard it. A cold, whispering voice right behind my ear. "Sigh, laws, sigh, laws." I jumped up, screaming like a little girl. Suddenly, the rocking chair started to rock by itself. A cowboy hat on the wall flew across the room and landed right on my head. The voice came again, louder this time. "Leave this place, or I will take your soul." I couldn't take it anymore. I forgot about the chicken. I dashed for the front door, threw it open, and ran out into the night in my socks, leaving my boots behind. The next morning, my fear turned into anger. I realized I left my expensive leather boots. I decided to sneak back to the cabin during the day to get them back. As I approached the bushes near the cabin, I heard loud laughing. I peeked through the leaves. There was old man Jebediah sitting on his porch wearing my boots. And next to him wasn't a ghost, it was a giant gray parrot sitting on a wooden perch. Jebediah tapped the parrot on the head and laughed. "Good boy. Ghost, you scared him real good last night? That's the 4th pair of free boots we've won this month." The parrot flapped its wings and shrieked in that exact same creepy voice. "See, laws, leave your boots. Ha ha ha." I stood there in the bushes, looking down at my muddy socks, realized I had just been robbed by an old man and a bird. So, if you ever visit New Mexico and see a one-eyed old man wearing a very nice pair of cowboy boots, do me a favor,